Hey everybody, this is your daily dose of all things royal.
Tonight, we are thrilled to welcome Prince Harry, the Duke of Sussex, founder and patron of the Invictus Games Foundation. In just over 14 months, military veterans, service members, and their families from around the world will be coming to British Columbia for the Invictus Games, a celebration of their service and the unrivaled power of sport to aid in their recovery.
Welcome back, my gorgeous, good-looking friends. Yes, these two cloud-chasing goblins really can't help themselves. It truly is nonstop with these two idiots. Like, when are they going to get the hint? People see how thirsty and desperate these two are to hang on to any kind of sense of association with the royal family. So last night, Harry and Meghan went to Vancouver to attend some hockey game that was focused on promoting the Invictus Games. Now, I'm assuming that this was done in efforts to distract away from the scandal that's brewing. We'll get to that later, but of course, Meghan and Harry choose to release all the photos and videos today on the day where the King and Queen officially welcomed South Korea's president to Britain. And as you can see here, King Charles, Queen Camilla, Prince William, and Princess Catherine all standing here looking royal and taking over global media. Now, of course, these two dirty little sewer rats couldn't stand the thought of the royal family taking over global media, so what did they go and do? Had their PR team flood the media here in the United States with this fake royal representation promoting the Invictus Games. Now, of course, Meghan couldn't let Harry have this for himself because, you know, she is an attention whore. This truly nasty viper had no problem ditching her husband to go walk a black carpet to promote what she knows best, herself. Harry can't even contain his contempt for his country and what it stands for. Here they are standing listening to the Canadian national anthem. Look at Meghan's smug, ugly face, as if like she did that and is like representative of Canada now. Like, these two are such a joke. And honestly, why Invictus Games is entertaining this BS is beyond me. In attendance with the duplicitous duo is the one and only Marcus Anderson, with special guests, the mark of the beast on Meghan's forehead. I truly feel that Meghan can't help herself in making it all about herself. As you can see around her, nobody's standing up, nobody's cheering, but it's Meghan standing up. Look at me, I know the cameras are on me, so I'm going to clap like a seal and stand out so people look at me. I'm so fabulous because I am a duchess. It is cringeworthy to even hear it on anyone. Let's hope when these two get divorced that Meghan doesn't adopt the Princess Henry title, because that too she will destroy. There is no way that Meghan can compete with this. Beautiful, regal, and just wow. No matter which way you slice it, this is the future king and queen. Meghan can go to as many sporting events, concerts, even parking lots, but she'll never be on the same level as the dirt that Catherine and William walk on. As you can see, Meghan was in her element last night, showing everyone that she knows the game of hockey. Well, let's not forget that Meghan spent quite a bit of time at hockey games. I wonder if Harry is aware of his wife being a groupie back in the day. There was a player she was rumored to have hooked up with, Del Zotto, seen here. Yeah, Meghan was a frequent face around the ice rink. I'm willing to bet that Meghan's ridden on a few Zambonis, if you know what I mean, in her quest to climb up that sugar daddy greasy pole.
As he makes a 3-1 advantage for JT Miller. As he makes a 3-1 advantage for JT Miller. As he makes a 3-1 advantage.
And here Harry, absolutely clueless, his attention-seeking wife. In fact, he's ignoring her. As you can see, this no doubt was all for the cameras, because when the cameras were not on them, or at least when they thought the cameras were not on them, they were barely talking to one another. And you know Meghan's irritated because the mark of the beast keeps showing up on her forehead. Harry's completely ignoring her, and she doesn't like that. And here's the video of it. As you can see, Meghan's given her fake laugh and trying to be sociable with Marcus and using him as the excuse for why Harry's not talking to her. Harry can't stand Meghan. He just can't stand her. And it's so uncomfortable to watch because you know that this is a PR stunt. And here Harry is like, I've got this battle axe sitting next to me and she has to be here because we have to keep up this facade. There's actually one moment where Harry's enjoying the game and really into it. Now, what you see here is Harry completely looking past Meghan at another person, ignoring her. And when she turns to look at him, she almost leans in to either give him some affection, and he realizes it, but he purposely avoids eye contact with her and then ends up realizing that this is on camera at the moment, so he puts his hand on her back, but he is away from her. This seriously looks like it's now a friendship. Now, I'm going to speculate that Harry asked for the ring back because it has his mother's diamonds in it. And in trade off to that is Harry going along with this facade until Meghan can get back onto her feet. Well, as some kind of serious something, director, producer, star, I mean, all these things are failing. So I guess her only option is jumping onto the back of another wealthy man, which I think Harry's going to be in this for a while. There's a reason why the so-called invisible kids are never with them. You would think that such a fun event like a hockey game, they would have brought them. There's a couple things going on here. If these kids are never with their parents, then the unpredictability of having them there with them could expose them to being the neglectful people that they are. It could also expose Meghan for being the monster that she is, because every time you see these children, in the rare instances, they look absolutely miserable around Meghan. So in this light, if, let's say, the kids are together with Harry, it could show that the kids most likely favor him over this woman. And God forbid that happened, because, you know, Meghan would be exposed for being the monster that she is. We all know it, but the rest of the world has yet to see what we're seeing. And this is how you start to see the cracks in this marriage. It's definitely over, in my opinion, because what better way to show the world your cohesiveness and unity than showing your dynamic with your children? And here, you don't see that. And I think it's deliberate because they don't want that unpredictability of their children exposing them. That's if they exist. Now, again, I say, I believe that Archie exists, but little Betty, no, I don't believe she exists. I think these two are in a lot of shit with all the nefarious business deals that they have going on, as well as trying to conceal the truth about these children. There are many scandals brewing, in my opinion. I do believe that there is some truth to Harry trying to weasel his way back to the family. It's sad that he's now trying to exploit his grandmother, someone who he refused to see a few days before she passed away, in trying to associate and keep him tied to being royal. Does he think the king is going to say, oh, look, Harry, he's doing his job outside of, the UK, so he is proving that he can be half in and half out? Yeah, I do think this is what is going on here. I do think that Harry is trying to show his father that it can be done and that he should be allowed back into the family because, see, look, I've been doing it this whole entire time. It can work. I do think Meghan has been trying to sabotage that by putting out or leaking all these conversations that Harry is trying to make in order to score an invite for Christmas, as well as sending a video of little Betty and Archie singing happy birthday. Like, nobody believes any of that, but I think it is pissing the king off, and it is hurting Harry in a way, I believe. Now, I do think that Harry is a willing participant in some of this kooky plan that Meghan has orchestrated in Hollywood. And it's all because of this bitterness and jealousy that he has of his brother, seeing his brother thrive and rise without him. Make no mistake, this is all eating him up. And now with the holidays coming around and no invite has been extended to them for Christmas, but Camilla's children have been invited, and the family having to get a bigger room to fit them all has to burn like no other. I don't know, which face would you want staring at you every single day? For me, there's no question it would be Catherine, hands down. Eat your heart out, Megs. This was what you were looking to achieve, and you failed miserably. You had it, and your narcissism got in the way of destroying it all. Only you are to blame for this epic failure that you call your life. The world is laughing at both Meghan and Harry. As much as the press that they try to push out shows them rebranding themselves, I mean, we know that there's going to be 1,000 more rebrands because everything they seem to do has the wrong focus. And the focus that they have is on themselves. If they would stop worrying about how everything looks and just do the work, then maybe there is a path for them to redeem themselves. But at this moment, there's nothing Meghan can do to change the fact that this is the future queen. No matter how many parking lots or table number 12s Meghan has to be at, she will never achieve the status and power that these two will possess once the time comes. And I am looking forward to that day. And you know that the thought of this is eating away at Meghan. And every single day, I will bet you this woman thinks about how can she upstage the royals? What can she do to take the attention away and bring it back onto her in order to thrive? And quite frankly, it is seen as thirsty, it's desperate, and it's only getting worse. But I don't think they're going to give up. I think that Meghan's going to continue spiraling down on this path until finally something gives. And unfortunately, I don't think it's going to end well, in my opinion. But we could hope that Samantha's case moves forward because I think once and for all, when the truth comes out about all of their shenanigans, it will be completely over. And hopefully, Meghan will go away and crawl in a hole and just live peacefully and worry about herself, not about what the rest of the world thinks about her, and just get some help. Because literally, this is what this woman needs at this moment. It is sick that these two continue to try and show the world that they are doing something when nobody cares. And this is just my opinion. And they look so desperate to be wanting an invite to go spend Christmas with the royals when Meghan accused them of being racist. Like, why would you want to spend the holidays with a family that you accused of being so discriminatory against you? It's because you're nothing without the family. Meghan, you do have a father that would welcome you with open arms to spend Christmas. I'm sure he would love to see those invisible children. Obviously, that option is not a thought for Meghan because her father has become totally useless to her. And of course, Meghan being a duchess cannot be seen with anyone who is less than her. So this is why she wants to associate and hobnob with the royals still, even though that they're so racist. And more people are waking up and seeing Meghan for who she is, an absolute nobody who had the opportunity of a lifetime. Her greed was her downfall. The fact that she wanted more when she had everything her heart desires shows that this woman didn't deserve to be given this opportunity. And boy, am I glad that she has fallen so far that she will never, ever get back in the graces of this status and class ever again. I see Meghan at best either signing autographs at some local mall or possibly even in jail, which I could hope for the latter because I do think that this woman is dangerous and there's a lot of things that the IRS could look into regarding Archwell and evasion of taxes. We know that in the 2021 tax return, there were a few things that Meghan and Harry had conveniently left off and not reported. So let's hope that the IRS does dig into that and justice is served. We can only hope. But what do you guys think? Do you think that this was another publicity stunt to take attention away from the family today? Or do you think it has something to do with the scandal surrounding Invictus, in which a whistleblower came forward and stating that they were well over budget and had no way of closing this gap? even though they secured $30 million from the Canadian government in order to put on this facade. I'm willing to bet that this PR stunt was funded by the Invictus Games, so more donations going into the pockets of these two grifters. I'm sorry, but I think Invictus needs to toss these two mascots and get some fresh faces to build back up this brand because it's not looking good for these games. And quite frankly, it's now becoming tainted with all these different opportunists who have come into the fold, like Better Up and Boeing, promoting the psychological bullshit and getting people to support the veterans and then supporting war. It's truly disgusting to see how they're exploiting this charitable cause for veterans in promoting big pharma as well as machinery, because Boeing is a representative, as well as the psychological, mental health aspect with Better Up. I think all of this now has become a big grift, and it's sad because this was a good organization, but now we're seeing these vultures coming in to take advantage of them. And, Harry is the face of it. And what do you expect when you have two people who are known to exploit vulnerable people? Anybody that's surrounding them can be associated with the same thing, in my opinion. And sadly, this is where this organization is going. And if money is being misappropriated and going into the pockets of Meghan and Harry, that should come out. We do know that in 2022, when they did their fake royal tour in The Hague, this charity organization was over budget because Meghan had charged everything to this charity in getting compensated. So whether it be the appearance, their flights, their clothes, ridiculous how they abused this organization for their own grift. I wonder how much of that $30 million that came from the Canadian government was siphoned into Meghan and Harry's bank account. That's something I think someone in Canada should find out. If you have access to FOIA requests, I would submit one. These two are truly disgusting human beings. That's all I can say. But what are your thoughts, guys? Definitely leave your thoughts below. As always, I will be back with more content. But until then, please be safe, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.
You're such a fraud.